like everybody's looking at us.
First rule, try not to look like a cop.
It looks innocent enough.
That's the genius of it. And what makes it so dangerous.
I guess we should try to blend in.
Follow my lead. Only Scott knows who we are.
What's the best way to approach your informant without giving ourselves away?
Stick around, kid. You'll learn. There's a rhythm to this dance. Scott! Give me my usual. One for my friend.
Sci-fi flick. I really like the two leads. One cop is really timid, the other one's super confident. And similarly, the other contrast is the bitchy supplier and the nervous trafficker. There's awesome computer-generated scanners in this film, the eyeglasses, the watch that listens in on conversations. It's actually a really scary premise, but it's actually not too far from the truth in that our cell phones, Google devices, often do listen in to us, apparently, but it's still worse than that because they are taken away for sedition. I really like the black and white cinematography in this, the trench coat wardrobes, and the feel of the old detective story in with the future day gadgets. Well done. A lot of fun.
I definitely appreciated the juxtaposition there, the obvious contrast of that sort of old-timey dress and feel and look, the black and white sort of noir gumshoe vibe against this sort of sci-fi futuristic setting. So I thought that was really smart. It was executed well. I didn't find it took me out of it at all. I think the film quality actually could have been degraded a little bit. Maybe that might have helped, but that was neither here nor there. It was a smart little idea for a story. Directed well.
It was interesting that such a futuristic idea would then be kind of narrated by like 50s style black and white old detective movie sort of vibe. The costume choice and set really worked for that. There are a lot of things to consider here, like innocence, loss of innocence, freedom of speech and how free it is. All of these things were in question here, and just causing the viewer and myself as the viewer to consider what should or shouldn't be incriminating behavior.
I really like the fact that the film was in black and white. It just brought a sense of rawness to it that I felt like, it felt like safe watching it, and I really like that. I wondered about these women and what they do. I wasn't know if they were like the good people or the bad people in the beginning, but throughout the film it became more and more apparent that they're actually the bad people. So I liked like not knowing from the beginning, like actually like being able to keep that suspense throughout the film. I enjoyed that. I liked hearing different people and like in their different tables having their conversations. I think that worked well. And the ending was actually really, really sad when everyone gets arrested. It put all my curiosity to rest as far as whether or not these women we were watching were, for the people or against them. So yeah, I think that this film was very strong and very real, and for that I really enjoyed it.
This was a really surprising piece. I love film noir genre. I love that mystery and that allure that lurks under the surface of all of it. And it was a really smart choice to choose a film noir genre or those tropes to then subvert it to be something I consider quite opposite of a sci-fi futuristic piece. It definitely surprised me and was not something I anticipated whatsoever, which made that payoff that much more satisfying at the end, being this 1984 style censorship control. I thought they executed it all very well. The performances were spot on, and the environment that they created was also spot on. Really interesting concept.
Really cool. It felt like a period piece, but is actually set in modern or like a very near future times. Obviously future because we don't have technology like this. that we know of, that I know of. But they do make modern pop culture references to like Justin Bieber, for example. So really interesting, just playing with the time settings. The spatial encryption, super cool. And I really thought it was a nice creative choice to have the film entirely shot in black and white, but the technology was all done in color. I like the way it ended. I wish that it was longer. I wish that there was a continuation of the story, because I just love to learn more about this world.
It encapsulates all that in this futuristic yet also nostalgic noir world, and it has the future meet the past in a really fun and clever and just niche way that is enjoyable to watch unfold, because it really is filmmaking having a good time. You can tell that there was a lot of fun put into the creation of this, a lot of love for cinema past, and a lot of imagination for what it could be moving forward. And we ultimately see, unfortunately, by the end, that this obstruction in our lives, this invasiveness, does continue. Though there is resistance towards it, that resistance is not yet successful, much like, again, in reality.